Hi everybody, this is Mr. Walker, and this is the test correction video for the inequalities test, Unit 2B. So what I want you guys to do is watch this video. I'm going to post it also in YouTube, so if you guys want to see the worked out problems again and again, you guys can. But you guys have to get a 100% in order to get your grade changed. Once you get a 100%, please email me. If you don't get a 100%, you can email me also and I'll reset your score. So I chose 2 questions from our test that were the most missed questions, and we'll go over those. And then there's going to be some questions that you'll have to solve on your own in this Edpuzzle. So let's go ahead and take a look at the most missed question. It's this one right here. It says, Nick is saving money to buy a new skateboard and gear, and he needs to save more than $190.44 in order to have enough. Nick has saved $34.20 so far. If Nick wants to save an equal amount of money each week for 8 weeks, what graph represents the least amount Nick needs to save each week in order to have enough money to buy the skateboard? Okay, so let's go through and kind of pick out some of the stuff that I see is pretty important. I know right here this is pretty important that he wants to save more than this amount right here. So keyword with the key number. So he needs to have more than that money in order to buy the skateboard and gear that he wants. He already has in possession $34.20. And it sounds to me like he wants to save an equal amount of money every week for 8 weeks. Okay, so let's kind of circle some of this. All right, and we need to graph the inequality that represents the minimum amount he'll need to save. Okay, so let's think about this. He needs to save more than $190.44 in order to buy what he wants. He already has some of that money, right? So some of that money would be, we could say, is that $34.20. So he doesn't need to save that much. Whatever is left over, this piece right here, is what he needs to save up in that 8 amount of weeks. So you could split the remaining into 8. Now let's go ahead and kind of use a tool here. We'll write the inequality. So he wants to save more than. So I'm going to use the more than sign, the greater than. He needs to save more than that. And everything over here represents how much money he's going to need to save. So he already has the $34.20. And he's going to add that to what he saves over 8 weeks. 8 represents the number of weeks, and W, I'll just represent, is how much money per week he'll have to save. So if we go ahead and start solving, we're going to do some subtraction to get rid of this $34.20 because he already has that. He doesn't need to save it anymore. So let's do that, and then see how much he's going to have to save. So 190.44 minus $34.20. He'll still need to save $156.24. So in 8 weeks, he needs to have more than that. In order to get rid of the times 8 there, we're going to divide by 8. And let's see. The number I get is $19. So W needs to be greater than $19.53. So if he saves that amount, he won't be able to get it, but he is to save more. Now in a number line, when you go to graph this, anything that does not have a line underneath it like this, it's going to be an open circle. So there'll be an open circle here at 1953, which on the test there was an option for. And then everything greater than this amount would live to the right. So this is what the graph would look like. You would have to solve it first, like we did, and then figure out what this graph would look like. Anytime you have a line under it, you're going to use a closed circle. Anytime you have no line under it, like these two, you're going to have an open circle. So open, and this one's a closed. C and O, open and closed. All right. So on the next screen, you guys are going to be seeing some questions. I want you guys to, it'll pause the video for you and you'll have to solve those. So here's the problems that you'll need to solve. You need to, what is the solution? Find the solution. So y is less than what? And then how would it be graphed on a number line? All right, here's the second most missed question from the test, another word problem. Bethany is baking cookies for her school's bake sale. She plans to bake more than 185 cookies in batches of 12 cookies. So far, Bethany has baked a total of 48 cookies. What inequality describes this situation if B represents the number of batches of cookies that she has left to bake? So let's kind of go through and read through some of this again. It says that she needs more than 185 cookies. So that would look something like this, more than 185. I'm not sure on the test. It could have also looked something like this, as long as the 185 is the smaller number. Okay, and let's see, she's going to be baking in batches of 12. So every time she puts cookie sheet in the oven, she gets 12 more cookies, and she already has a total of 48. Okay, so what that tells me is that in order to get more than 185, she has to have the 48 plus the 12 cookies per batch. Now the 12 here represents the number of cookies in each batch, and the B represents how many batches she'll have to make. If it was written another way, I'm going to kind of try to separate this here. It would just be, you still have the 48 plus 12B, but it'll be on this side of the inequality. Notice that the greater number is still here on this side because she needs to have more than 185 cookies. You don't have to solve this one. You just had to pick the correct inequality for it. All right, on this slide, you need to choose, this is a select all that apply question. So make sure that you choose more than one option for this. The Vance family is saving money to buy a new car that costs $12,000. They plan to save $715 a month. And they also already have 645, so they don't need to save 645 because they already have it. Which of the following inequalities shows the number of months the Vance family could save in order to buy the new car? So one thing that I just have to mention here before you guys move on, you're going to see these signs in this problem because they would need to have something equal to 12,000. Okay, so that's why there's this little line under it, because if they save $12,000, they'll still be able to buy the car. They don't need more than 12,000. They can, but they could have exactly 12,000 to buy the car. All right, so there's your two things that you have to do, the two questions. Make sure that you email me to let me know that you have them finished, and then if you don't get them done, if you get 100%, I'll update your score. If you need me to reset the score, I will. Have a good rest of your day.